Stephen A., do you like this decision by the Bengals?
I do. I do like that decision. Last year, A.J. Green was hurt. He only played. He didn't play this past season, actually. In 2018, he played 9 games, had 694 yards. We all know how all-world A.J. Green is if he is healthy. If you're going to draft Joe Burrow, you've got to give him somebody to throw the football to. Did you hear what I said just now, Max? A quarterback actually has to have someone to throw the football to in order to be successful, okay? That's what determines the quarterback's success to a large degree, the ability to have somebody to throw the damn football to. You're Joe Burrow. You're not just a Heisman Trophy winner, a national champion, the rave at this particular moment in time with guys like Swagoo as an alumni member from your institution, okay? You're also an Ohio native. So remember, you got, and by the way, let's not forget that phenomenal speech he gave when he won the Heisman. This dude is beloved by a lot of people, highly respected. He has the kind of cachet where you can go to a franchise like the Cincinnati Bengals, notorious for being cheap and cutting corners and torturing their fans by not knowing how to win a damn postseason game. You're in a position where you do have the leverage to sit up there and say, excuse me, I need help. A.J. Green would qualify as that. I feel sorry for A.J. Green, Cincinnati Bengals organization, but I don't blame the Bengals organization for making this move because he is all-world when he's healthy, and that could only make your projected #1 pick, Joe Burrow, look that much better.
Here's why I like the franchise move by Cincinnati. First of all, A.J. Green hurts his ankle in 2019. They don't pressure him, rush him back or anything like that. They were careful with him, and A.J. Green's been injury-prone. He's missed a bunch of games over the last 3 or 4 years. And these things are in flux, right? The top receivers list. But over the last bunch of years, there's been Antonio Brown, Julio Jones, and Odell Beckham Jr. Those 3 are always in everyone's top 4. And first it was Dez Bryant, and now it's DeAndre Hopkins. But in between, people are so easily forgetting about A.J. Green, who's just about as good as anyone you ever want to see play that position. And since the Bengals took it easy on him, clearly they had long-term plans in mind for him. So the use of the franchise tag on A.J. Green, to me, here is appropriate. Because he's injury-prone, maybe they don't want to rush into a longer-term deal, although I'm sure they want to get one done. But in the meantime, they can bide their time with this, keep him on the team, and some teams deserve that. The way they handled this situation, I think Cincinnati actually kind of has not earned the right, but kind of at least the moral high ground to say, okay, we tried to do the right thing long-term. Now we're getting our future franchise quarterback. We want to put him with a #1 wide receiver. Let's do this the right way. I like it.
Yeah, not to belabor both of you guys' point, but it's the right move, and it's because of the injury. I would suspect that A.J. Green would have a long-term deal had it not been for him being out during the season. I don't think there's really much more to say about it because his talent, like both of you have mentioned, is unquestionable, and he is one of those top 5 guys talent-wise if he's healthy and on the field. So Cincinnati made one good move, and now we're going to see if they're going to make another one by drafting Joe Burrow and trying to put a team around them. I think this is more about what the Cincinnati Bengals plans are going forward with Coach Zach Taylor being in position as a coach that did not have a successful season but flew under the radar, and we didn't kill him because we don't pay a lot of attention to the Cincinnati Bengals at this point in time. But the fact that they were able to franchise A.J. Green and the fact that they should draft Joe Burrow as the #1 pick with a mature quarterback that's 23 years old, that's coming in with a little stake in the game as far as his maturity level, this should put Cincinnati in a good way as far as moving forward with a franchise quarterback and possibly a franchise receiver if he shows that he can be healthy.
No question. We could be hearing Burrow to Green or Dalton to Green. But, Max, I want to get back to the news earlier on Dak Prescott.
Yes.
We'll see. Dak Prescott, the fact that he got the exclusive franchise, that according to our Todd Archer. I know Stephen A., Marcus aren't thrilled with this. Where are you on this decision?
Well, I want to pick up where Stephen A. left off. Here's the curious thing to me. And this is why, look, I said I wouldn't have given Carson Wentz the deal he got. I wouldn't have given Jared Goff, not in the salary cap league. I think it's hamstringing those teams right now. and I wouldn't give Dak Prescott the deal that he wants right now. However, that's what the market is, right? If I wanted to keep him at a lower price, I'd have signed him a year ago. But here's where it falls apart for me, the Cowboys' logic. If you're willing to wait till the last second and you're willing to go to $105 million guaranteed, you won't go to $110 million guaranteed? It doesn't make sense. The Cowboys clearly botched this. They waited way too long. Then they showed every indication they were caving. And then to save a few dollars on the margins, they're going to botch the deal? The logic doesn't add up to me in any way, except if Jerry Jones is simply trying to keep the Cowboys brand in the news, keep everyone talking about them, then this makes sense. It doesn't make sense otherwise.
Well, first of all, very few people care about your logic spot, Kellerman, because you always bring up your logic when it comes to talking about somebody else's money. But you also make sure to remind folks that it's about what the market allows. And this is the thing. You wouldn't have paid him. Excuse me. When you go to negotiate, when I go to negotiate, if Swagoo goes to negotiate, if anybody in the world goes to negotiate, the market determines your worth. Once upon a time, decades ago, cats weren't getting paid money. Now we saw news about Tony Romo getting $17 million. Excuse me, the market has changed. And so when you look at it from that perspective, if Dak Prescott is performing well enough to have numbers comparable or success comparable to Carson Wentz, then it is entirely within his right to sit up there and demand. I'm not saying, Max, that you're saying it's not his right, but I'm saying it's entirely within his right to demand that, excuse me, I got a cat that's playing in the same division. He hasn't been to the playoffs as much as me. The one time he was in the playoffs, excuse me, he got hurt in that game. He wasn't eligible, or not eligible, but he wasn't healthy enough to play in the two previous postseason matchups.
So what are the Cowboys doing?
Here I am. I've been reliable all of these years, and you don't pay me? Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.